Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. It looks like it's working, but how do I know? I just don't know. Alright. Alright, cool, cool. Alright. I wanted to start doing some live streaming stuff a while ago. My schedule doesn't really have a lot of space in it, but I'm doing what I can. Right now, I'm going to be opening up the new Reckless Deck expansion set. I did a video about the base set and some of the little expansions they've got previously. And then today I just got the new set in. So, what is the Reckless Deck? If you don't know, it is a series of cards designed to help you tell stories. And you can use them really in whatever way you want, but there are some, recommended little exercises and stuff. And basically, the main set is divided up into a bunch of different, kind of like physical attributes, really. So, core concept, costumes, modifications, accessories, weapons, powers, and then we got spells and curses and some other legendary magic items. Some of which are not in here yet, but I might have them. We'll see. I don't know what's going to be in the box. I know that the box for the new set is damaged in some capacity. There was an email sent out like last week or something saying, hey, unfortunately, the boxes for the new set aren't really up to par. Not our fault. As the manufacturer, they're going to replace them. But we're going to ship them out now, and then we'll send you a replacement box when we get those. So I don't know exactly what the damage is. I guess we'll see. But just don't take that into account as like a negative to the the creator of the Reckless Deck or the production quality or I guess it is a it is a nick in the production quality, but not it's not an intended thing, obviously. Um, so the new one is called Psyche, and it is $200, and it's a lot of cards. I don't want to say a number because the number that I have in my head seems really high, and I don't want to I don't want to have to correct myself later if it's less. So all right. And the Psyche one is, as you might be able to tell from the name, something that is trying to spark your creative juices when it comes to fleshing out the inner workings of the characters in your stories. So this box will be replaced. So that's cool. Um, oh, it said that there would be a little like extra thing tossed in the email, and it wasn't specific, and I didn't expect much. I thought, I don't know what I thought, but I didn't really think much of it. But according to this here in my hand, according to this note, I am incredibly excited for what is apparently in this box as a little bonus for the scuff box. And honestly, personally, personally, I don't need a bonus, right? If you say, hey, the box is a little messed up, we're gonna replace it in a couple weeks, a month, whatever. That's good enough for me. If you want to give me a bonus, I'm not gonna turn it down, obviously. But that's I appreciate it, but that's a little bit too far beyond. Like you don't gotta do that. That's a lot. Okay, so we've got these extra cards here. I think so. We got some M's and we got some S's. So we'll go over those later. We've got a certificate of authenticity. We've got a this coin was designed by the creative team at Signature Promotional Group in Orlando, Florida. It was manufactured to the requester's exact specifications and overseen by Signature Quality Assurance Department. It comes with a 100% quality guarantee. So we got a coin here. And you got a dragon on one face, And we have a wizard on the other face. That is pretty cool. Um, Man, I'm such a sucker for all of these types of things, you know. And this looks really cool, and it feels good. It's not super heavy, which is great because obviously you're gonna want to perhaps flip it, but feels good. Quite like that. All right. And we got a lot of paper to remove. It's a big box. Yeah, it's a hefty box. Look at the size of the PSYCHE box versus the initial set. So I'm really kind of I'm not quite sure how crazy the cards are gonna get, you know? Oh, oh boy, this is heavy. This is a heavy box. This is very heavy. Oh boy. Okay, so there is a playmat available to purchase on the Reckless Deck website, um, which is this guy right here. 29 bucks, I think it was. And I'm a sucker for playmats. I love them. Um, there's a single player sci-fi card game that I got recently, and called Soulless Lost. I want to do a video about that too because it's pretty interesting. Uh, and I purchased the playmat after messing around with the game, and the playmat's okay. It's good quality. It's very thick, but it doesn't have like spots for your cards. It doesn't have like the layout of the game on there. It's just got some cool artwork and then a little like damage table. It's not bad, like it's cool, but I like this. I like give me these sectioned off areas. Give me, you know, name slots for the the weapons, the cards. You know, I like things like that. So, and I was gonna just use the PSYCHE cards or just plop them down in here because why not? I like the playmat, but apparently, I'm gonna toss some more paper out of the way. Apparently, I guess if you ordered the first run of the PSYCHE ones, you were given the PSYCHE playmat, which I don't think was up on the website. I don't think it is available to order separately. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I just completely overlooked it. But I don't remember seeing it on there. Because if it was, I would have picked it up. Um, so this is gorgeous. I really love the color scheme, the lighter, um, the orangish palette here, and I love the like maze. The background, looks like you can see it clearly on the camera as it is. The background, the like maze background, so nice. Oh, thank you so much. Like, that is above and beyond anything. Okay, so this is probably about 97 pounds. Um, Let me take this foam padding off, and we will, for the first time, take a look at this. Let's inspect the box, because like nothing really stands out to me so far. My underneath my table and like I'm in my kitchen. Underneath my kitchen floor is just covered in brown paper and foam padding now. Okay, so cool box. Let's see. What I really like about the first one is the magnetic, like simple fold open magnetic box. This one, I assume because of the size of it, they went with a more traditional, just boom, top comes off, slipcover type box. I don't see any damage or anything, really. It's got, the artwork has some sort of, oh, I don't know, it's kind of bubbling here. I don't know if that was the issue. But I mean, yeah, like not mad at it. Looks fine. Um, Jesus, look it. Holy moly. Okay, we got dividers for the cards. They are double-sided dividers. Okay. We've got Reckless Deck Psyche, complete character and story creation system. Alright, let's go through this for a bit. Take a deep dive into your character's mind. Welcome to Reckless Deck Psyche, the card deck series of endless prompt combinations for creating the inner world of your characters. Psyche throws open the doors to the most powerful cornerstones of character creation, generating endless prompt combinations for crafting dynamic, complex characters that leap off the page. So I don't want to what's the phrase? I don't want to pee in anyone's cornflakes. I feel like that's something that people have said. But the most, there should be a space between the and most. I'm just trying to help you out. I just want this to be the best product you give me. So, the most has a space. I know you know that. The core cards. Okay, wait. The Psyche system consists of two parts, the core cards and the companion decks. So I guess this, I mean, it says, what does it say? Character and story creation system. So this seems to be a little bit more in-depth than I had thought. I don't know exactly what it means by story creation system, so we'll figure that out. I got a lot of plastic to take off, but we'll go through some of the decks. We'll take a look at a couple cards from all the decks, I assume, and then maybe we'll kind of do some more in-depth thumbing through some of them. The core cards. The core cards give you traits that are universal to all characters in fiction regardless of genre, style, or time period. They can be used in combination with any companion deck in the Psyche system to seamlessly provide all 8 Psyche categories for any style or genre. The core cards are separated into 4 categories: motivations, strengths, flaws, and given circumstances. Motivations, strengths, flaws, given circumstances. The next 4: occupations, secrets, formative events, inciting incidents. Motivations. Your character's motivation is the personal need that drives their decision making throughout the story. It influences all of their choices, both large and small. Strengths. Your character's strengths are the qualities they lean on to propel themselves throughout the story. They are the inherently positive ways they might think, perceive, or behave that are beneficial to either themselves or to others. Each strengths card gives you a positive quality and a brief description of what it might look like. Flaws. Nobody's perfect. Your character's flaws are the faults or weaknesses that plague them as they move through the world of your story. They are the imperfections or repetitively self-sabotaging aspects of their personality that cause them problems and limit or totally subvert their potential successes. Each flaws card gives you a negative aspect of your character and a brief description of how it may manifest. Given circumstances. These are the physical and environmental conditions of your character's present situation. Some given circumstances are advantageous, some are impairments or constraints, and still others are value neutral. Possible given circumstances cards include the state of their family relationships, their financial situation or social standing, past or current illnesses or injuries, physical and mental skills, phobias, compulsions, or addictions. I'm not going to read all of this, but we'll go through the companion deck ones too. The companion decks. The companion decks are the second half of the Psyche system, while the core cards apply universally to all characters regardless of setting or style, the companion decks are deeply rooted in their corresponding genre. The Psyche system is modular. The core cards stay consistent while the companion decks can be endlessly swapped in and out depending on the genre or world you want to create in. All companion deck cards are separated into 4 categories: occupations, secrets, formative events, and inciting incidents. I like that. That's very, very cool. Stuff like the story engine cards, which is another not comparable. Like they're intended for the same thing, but obviously they're quite different in their approach. The story engine cards are a little more simple, I think, than what we're gonna get here. And they don't really have, like, they've got genre-based expansion packs and stuff that you can add in, but they're not separate things, you know? So you're not going to get a sci-fi motivation here. You're just going to get sci-fi stuff here or horror stuff here. And this is going to be more generic, which I think is very interesting. Obviously, we'll have to go through the cards and see how it actually sort of works out. But I'm very excited. I'm afraid there's gonna be too much to go through tonight, so maybe I'll go through some of it and then I'll do another thing tomorrow or something. Eventually, I'm going to edit together a kind of compact unboxing video, but right now I just want to casually kind of go through anything I can and just like soak it in. All right. Occupations. Your character's occupation could be their profession, vocation, day job, or side hustle. The kinds of occupations your character might have are determined by the world they live in. For example, a character in science fiction world, for example, a character in a science fiction world will have very different possible occupations from a character in an epic fantasy setting. Their occupation is a powerful indicator of the lifestyle they lead, their financial and social status, kinds of relationships they have, and possibly even the setting of your story. Yeah, obviously someone's job, you can derive a lot of information about them and other stuff, so certainly I think that's... I wonder, I'm itching to know how much information is on each card now. Because it seems like each card's going to have a lot there, but I don't know. We'll see. Because, like, the story engine doesn't really push player or, users and writers, creatives, whatever, in a direction, really. That kind of just, like, sparks your interest and lets you form some connections and lets you kind of go. And this might be have a little bit more meat on the bone to kind of guide you. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go through this. Yeah. Secrets. Your character's secrets are the events or information they're keeping to themselves. They might be keeping a secret due to shame, fear of the consequences of it coming to light, an attempt to protect someone or something else, or its future value as a weapon against a rival or an enemy. Secrets can vary in scale or magnitude. They can be small and personal, or world-rocking, or paradigm-shifting. Either way, it's likely that your character's secrets are something they will guard and protect at all costs. Formative events. What happened to you to make you this way? Formative events are occurrences or circumstances from a character's past that have had a significant impact on the person they've become. These might be single sudden events like a trauma or a sudden victory or defeat, or they might be sustained circumstances that lasted for a period of time, like a school they attended, or a relationship to a family member or an authority figure. The formative events from your character's past have immense power to shape their choices and behavior in the present. Inciting incidents. The inciting incident is the event in your character's life that has just occurred that sets them on the journey of the story. It could be anything from a mild provocation to a life-altering cataclysm, but it serves as a disruption in their life status quo that sets them into motion. It's the events that make them become the protagonist or antagonist, as the case may be, of your story. Okay, we've got combined sets for custom world building. It gives you some combinations that you can mix together to get a desired tone for your story, it looks like. Guidelines for use. Tips for success. Okay, so... Okay, we've got that done. Where do we start? So many cards here. Alright, let me put the top back on and do a little flipperoo for you. Take a deep dive into your character's mind. What's in the box? Core and core expansion decks. All companion decks. Interchangeable sets with 4 additional categories immersed in the world and circumstances of a specific genre. 1,960 cards total. I was gonna say it was like 1,700 cards, 1,800 cards, but I was like, oh shit, I don't want to say that if it's like, 1,000, even though 1,000 cards is a freaking lot. I didn't want to say something, but yeah, it's nearly 2,000 cards in the set. So 2,000 cards in the set. It costs $200. It's pennies, cash on their barrelhead or something. It's value, so much value here. Okay. Psyche's 8-category system reveals the most urgent needs, the strengths that propel them, and the flaws that undermine them, the deepest secrets they keep hidden, events from their past that have shaped them. Psyche is grounded, straightforward, accessible, language you can act on. Should there be a comma there? Accessible, comma, language? Oh no, accessible language you can act on. Okay, yeah, that's good. Specific, detailed prompts for strong choice making. Addictively fun. Endless, rapid-firing ideas for characters and story. Oh my god. Oh, God, I'm gonna break my wrist using this. Alright. Let's just, let's see. Okay. We got occupations. So these are going to be, so I don't know if this is occupations for one genre or if this is all of the occupations for the different genres, right? Because occupation is one of the secondary card types. So let's see. Fairy tales and folklore. We got woodsman, weaver. Weaver is one of my favorite words. It sounds so cool. It conjures up images of characters that I like. I just like that word a lot. Shoemaker. Alright, let's see now. Okay, so this is not, okay, so this is not just occupations, this is all fairy tales and folklore. So we got those ones, then we've got secrets, prepares delicious looking but foully enchanted baked treats. Guess what? I don't care how foully enchanted they are. There's some baked treats I just need. If I see a blueberry muffin cooling on a windowsill, I'm snatching that. Snatching it. Each night they are ferried away to a fairy ballroom where they dance with beautiful fae courtiers and partake in enchanted fairy food. Alright, I know this is probably nitpicking, but they are ferried away to a fairy ballroom. I know some people are going to find that really cheeky. I don't find it cheeky. But, it's all personal stuff. It's no big deal. All subjective. Secrets owns a magic purse of gold coins that will never be empty. That's interesting. Doesn't say that it will never be empty of gold coins. I don't know. Fairy tale. Formative events. Let's see. Once saw a wild and beautiful forest witch riding her broom during a full moon. Has longed to meet her ever since. Oh, those witches on their broomsticks, like, just captivating, right? Was abandoned as a baby on his doorstep, clutching a mysterious piece of jewelry. Inciting incidents. They get caught in a sudden storm and choose to take shelter in the cursed cave. No one from their village ever dares enter. Okay, so how many do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're at 14 occupations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 secrets. We can kind of deduce that it's probably going to be 14 of each. The decks are all pretty uniform in terms of size, so. Ooh, we got a little, like the poker card that tells you all the hand rankings. That's what we got here. Take a deep dive into your character's mind. This companion has 4 categories of character creating prompts. Okay. Steampunk and Victorian. Was this supposed to be one of these for the fairy tales and folklore? I don't think there was. Maybe not though. Okay, okay, so this one starts with inciting incidents. Oh! What the? Okay, what in the heck? This whole deck is entirely steampunk and Victorian inciting incidents. The whole deck. The whole entire deck. So this is, okay. Which, I mean, makes sense. Look at how many cards we gotta deal with here, right? So obviously we can't go through all of the genres and get 14 of each thing. This is all inciting incidents for one genre. Okay, let's read a couple. Attends a seance that takes a terrifying turn where the medium relays a disturbing message for them. A journey through a snowy mountain pass leads to several of their companions being carried off by a pack of Yeti. Is that actually the term for a group of Yeti? Are they a pack? Or did you just not want to do the research to see what they're actually called? I don't know. I worried that there was some corners cut in that particular card. Okay, so what the heck? Okay, so this is steampunk formative events, steampunk secrets, steampunk occupations. Okay. All right, I guess let's do this. This is actually a little overwhelming. Right, give me one quick second here. One quick second. Okay, so steampunk and Victorian. We got formative events. Let's read a couple. A violent outburst with serious consequences resulted in banishment from the noble house. Spent a year shipwrecked alone on a dangerous, uncharted island. Arrow was present in the Ford Theater the night Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. What were you doing there, buddy? Oh, okay. Okay. Occupations. I'm not like a big steampunk dude, so I don't quite know. Like, I know I've heard the term alienist before. I don't exactly know what it means in terms of an occupation. Surgeon, Time Lord. Okay. Dag, I'm just making stuff up. Okay. Gunsmith, nice. Escape artist. Steam engineer. Newspaper man. The steam newspaper man. All right. And then I think this is the last of the steampunk ones. Steampunk and recurring secrets. Ooh, I like this one a lot. Has a brand on their body from their time in a crime syndicate. Um, that's fantastic. I like that it's a brand, also, and not a tattoo. I feel like maybe it implies that they did like time in jail or something. Although, I mean, I know that people they do like kind of janky jail tattoos, but it's probably easier to do a branding. I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in steampunk times. I've never been in jail. So, has fallen in love with a member of the upper class who is already engaged to a wealthy suitor. And drinking absinthe brings them visitations by the actual green fairy, a supernatural seductress who goads them and encourages their worst impulses. We've all been there. We've all been there. Okay, let's see. Okay, sci-fi and cyberpunk is next. Then we've got Lovecraftian and noir. And then horror and urban fantasy. Sci-fi and cyberpunk inciting incidents. Their ship is about to be boarded by a superior enemy force. They were forced to land their vessel on a planet whose flora and fauna are both filled with aggressive, lethal life forms. An attempt to preserve a biological culture of a rare alien in a sealed lab has begun to go awry. Oh. So it looks like this next deck right here is also inciting incidents. So this has two. Oh no, it's got one inciting incident and then the rest are formative events. So tricky, a little tricky there. But we still have about this roughly the same amount. I guess there's one additional inciting incidents, maybe one less formative event, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Formative events saved a robot or android from being dismantled or decommissioned, and it now swears to serve them for life. I like that. Is the child of a rich and powerful CEO of a major corporate conglomerate. Was part of a crew of smugglers whose unstable cargo went critical, irradiating them with an unknown energy that left each of them changed. Was selected as a crew member for the first manned mission outside our solar system. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I gotta say, the card design here, really good. Really good. I don't really want to, you know, with the other one, let me grab a card. You know, it's not, like, this isn't bad. I like the card design. I think this is good. The symbols and everything that it uses for the genre, it's like, it's a good card design. It's just a little, sometimes it's, a little too, like, together. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, because you've got kind of the simple, generic-ish font, it stands out more, right? Whereas this is, it's the whole card is stylized, and it looks good. I like it, but there are some times where it's a little difficult, for example, to read the text with the background and stuff like that. Probably not universal. I think that's probably just me, or not just me, but not like everyone's like that. But I like the oh, so this one has a formative event and then secret. So it just kind of shifted everything over one, I guess. But yeah, it's like it's fine, you know. And like these, like they're fine, but like this is super clear, super easy to read. I do kind of miss the symbols. I wish that there were symbols for the genres, just because I like symbols, and especially if you use the same symbol, I like stuff like that. So that's just me though. Secrets, sci-fi secrets. Is from a race or planet that has restricted rights or travel privileges. Cool. Okay, I like that. Knows that their ship is a sentient being. Moira. That was her name, right? Gotta rewatch Farscape. Love that show. Love it. Is having a prohibited romantic relationship with an off-world humanoid species. Okay, I guess if it's humanoid, it's okay. Can decode almost any complicated cipher. That's cool. I think that's an interesting one too. That gives you so much opportunity to figure out how that's gonna come in handy, you know? Right. Okay, so these are sci-fi and cyberpunk occupations. Let's see. Talent manager? Okay. Jump trooper or shock trooper? Hell yeah! Hell yeah, love it. Nanotechnologist? Gotta have those in the future. Bodyguard? I really like it when you see something like Bodyguard, which is a generic thing, but it's on a cyberpunk sci-fi card. So you're like, you can figure some cool stuff out with that. Drug dealer. Okay, now we've got Lovecraftian and Noir. Alright, inciting incidents. Let's go through a couple. I'm going to go through quicker. During an exploration of a derelict building, they find an abattoir full of elaborate torture devices and ritualistic symbols. Storm flooding has unearthed dozens of coffins from the graveyard in their town. Ooh. Ooh. I like it. We got too many cards here. We got so much plastic wrap. Okay. Formative events. Lovecraftian and Noir. Drank a solution that briefly allowed them to see the horrific extra-dimensional beings that occupy the same space as our world. Developed a morphine addiction after an injury. Was involved with the construction of the Empire State Building. Ooh. Ooh, like it. Secrets. What kind of secrets are going to be on the Lovecraftian card set? I wonder. Nothing but wholesome goodness, I assume. They possess an antique mirror depicting the scenes of past and future murders. I love stuff that can, that looks into the past. I just think it's fun. Suspects their significant other might be trying to drive them insane. Listen. I don't know, what can you say, right? Women are women. Alright, so occupations in Lovecraftian. I'm just making jokes, people. Just making jokes. Occupations. Alright, we've got a switchboard operator. Bring him back. Bring back the switchboards. What a cool... Like, the early telephone system is absolutely insane. It's just bonkers. I love reading about it. Art and antiquities dealer. Thief. Tailor or seamstress. Tailor or seamstress. Tailor or seamstress. I'm still freaking out about how gorgeous this mat is. I absolutely adore it. Alright, we got horror and urban fantasy. Inciting incidents. Took a Halloween trip to Salem, Massachusetts, and is now encountering the ghosts of the Salem witch trial. I mean, the Halloween trip part makes me feel like they followed them back home, wherever they live. Which I like it. Traveling ghosts. I like it when ghosts can break free of their the location boundness and just follow some people around for a bit. During a chance encounter with their childhood religious leader, they observe something is extremely wrong or off about them. The Society of Gargoyles has revealed themselves and is demanding settlement of a debt. I feel like gargoyles aren't used nearly as much as they should be. Gargoyles are a pretty cool concept. Alright, horror and urban fantasy formative events. Found an undiscovered World War II airplane graveyard while diving or snorkeling on vacation. When they experienced the thrill of taking a life for the first time. Oh boy. These cards are hitting kind of close to home. Was taken by the Fae over 100 years ago and was returned to the present day. Listen, the USA original programming TV show, The 4400, is one of my favorite shows. That's all I gotta say on that matter. So where Mahershala Ali got his start. When I say something like that, should I explain it? I probably shouldn't, right? I'm just gonna keep moving on. It's been 42 minutes. I still got half this thing to do, so. Horror and urban fantasy secrets is having visions and nightmares that feel like memories of past lives. Transforms into a unique, non-lupine kind of were creature. Can see information about the future and liberally uses it for their personal benefit. Alright, horror occupations. Exterminator. Of course, looks nice, looks nice. Tattoo artist. Criminal profiler. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 5. Do we get 5 steampunk in Victoria? Yeah. Nope, we got 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 5. We got 4 big guys, and then we got the smaller fairy tales and folklore one. Let's take a look at these mini companions. Okay, let me see. How do I use these? Occupation, steampunk, secrets, laws. Inciting incidents, contemporary, epic fantasy, formative events, motivations. I'll figure that out later. Let's move on. Epic fantasy dark. Epic fantasy dark. Oh, gotcha. So we've got Epic Fantasy Dark, which I think is probably self-contained. Like this is probably all four types of cards, I think. Then we've got Epic Fantasy, Epic Fantasy, Epic Fantasy, Dystopian and Post-Apocalypse. Okay, and then the core cards right here. So let's go through. We'll do the Epic Fantasy, and then we'll do some of the dark ones real quick. Okay, Epic Fantasy occupations: Ranger, Knight, Druid. All right, let's keep it simple. Keep it simple. I've got the song, I think it's called Map Your Psyche by Bus Driver in my head, and I only have it in them because they have the same words as as the card deck name. Constables arrived to arrest them for the murder of the oldest daughter of the local lord, with whom they were seen the previous night. Epic fantasy inciting incidents. Is captured by a gang of orcs who demand they use their smaller size to outmaneuver a series of deadly dungeon traps. That is awesome. You gotta figure that, yeah, like orcs and other gigantic dudes are, there's gonna be situations where they can't really maneuver very well, or for some way their size, which is generally an asset, hinders them. I love that. Alright, epic fantasy formative events. Spent years studying mental focus and close combat in a community of warrior elves deep in the wilds. Was kept prisoner as an attendant and keeper to a minotaur and its labyrinth for the first 16 years of their life. Wait, did we do that one yet? Occupations. Yeah, we did occupations. Occupations, formative events. And this is going to be secrets. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to look at the monitor and see if it's legible to you, but you can take a look at the failed to protect the noble to whom they'd failed to protect the noble to whom they'd pledged their sword or skills. Is from a faraway land where their race or religion is the honored noble class, whereas here it is distrusted and reviled. I'm not really a fantasy guy too much either. You know, um, there was some Orson Scott card books that were like traditional fantasy style that I really enjoyed. Um, I think, man, there was one that had two names. I don't remember either of them at the moment. It's like the guy, he goes from village to village, or like people to people, and he learns like their secrets, and he eventually just has all these powers. I read it when I was like 14, so that was quite a while ago. I'm almost 40 now. Epic fantasy inciting incidents. Must accept a quest that makes them very visible or vulnerable to an old enemy. I like that. I like that quite a lot. Rescues a magical creature and receives a boon. I'm all about receiving boons. And that first one also, it lets you kind of think about what was that first story, right? Like, how do these people know each other? What is this old enemy, and what made them an enemy, right? You kind of get two stories in one there, and you can think about that first one to kind of inform the new one here. I like it. All right. So we're done with. Oh yeah, we're done with that. So let's do the epic fantasy dark. The little dash of darkness. So again, this is the Reckless Deck Psyche, a massive, almost 2,000 card sets of prompts and attributes and character studies and stuff intended to make you tend to aid you in creating stories and characters Okay. So, epic fantasy dark. So, occupation, necromancer, exorcist, cleric. Pretty standard stuff. Secrets. Compelled the soul of a dying loved one into the form of a massive golem. Ooh. Once again, I'm a big fan of golems. I just like them. Can't tell you why. Is actively trying to get turned by a vampire, werewolf, or other monster to gain enough power to battle a particular enemy. There must have been a movie or a book or something about someone that's actively trying to turn into one of these guys, right? I like that. And I can definitely envision a comedy where the dude just cannot convince anyone to turn him. He's finding vampire after vampire, and they're all just like, dude, that's weird. No, go get some help. Alright. Formative events. The limb of a fallen enemy was magically fused to their own body to save them from a mortal wound. Huh. Their once deceased powerful mentor returned to attack them as a mindless undead revenant, clearly now the instrument of an evil necromancer. Okay. And inciting incidents. While battling a vampire lord, they learn they are the heir to the throne of an ancient undead lineage. They must resurrect or reanimate the corpse of a fallen frost giant to send into battle against an unbeatable enemy. Alright, that's all the fantasy ones. So, we've got one more of the genre-based ones, and then we've got just the kind of generic, not really genre-specific ones. And those are going to be the ones on the other side here. So those are, more internal stuff, whereas these are like events and really like outside factors of the, that's right, outside stuff. Okay. Inciting incidents, dystopian and post-apocalypse. A menacing gang of marauders arrives on motorcycles and attempts a violent takeover. Has obtained a map that leads from the occupied or dangerous zone that they're in to a safe and secure location. Nice. Formative events. They chose to start enslaving and selling other human beings. I'm not saying that like we currently live in a dystopian or post-apocalypse world, obviously, because that would be insane. However, we all have learned that you have to do what you have to do to get by. Alright, learned they were immune to the virus, mutation, or condition affecting the planet. That's Why the Last Man right there. Let's go dystopian secrets. Secrets the characters in your dystopian or post-apocalyptic world might have is hoarding the chemical ingredients necessary for creating a vaccine or mutation deterrent. Used to be a regime member or clan or gang member who participated in raids, pillaging communities for their resources. Has a journal of genetic research they stole from a regime scientist. Nice. Now we got occupations for those in your dystopian or post-apocalyptic world. We've got entomologists, geologists. Let's get some fun ones. I'm just gonna flip through a little and see if there's some really fun ones. Okay, we got beekeeper. All right, that's kind of fun. Scrap hunter. Okay. Record keeper. Like that. Okay, so that's all of the genre-based cards that fall on the right side of the mat. So, all of the genre ones, again, are occupations, secrets, formative events, and inciting incidents for your characters. And, in most cases, these are going to be things that because of the genre they're in, you can probably get a lot out of them. You know, beyond just the words on the card. Now, we're going to move into the base decks, which are the ones that make up the left hand of the playmat. So many cards, which are motivations, strengths, flaws, and given circumstances. So, core expansion, circumstances, flaws. Oh, we've got one more genre set right here, it looks like. Let's do those real quick. And then we'll go through we got two decks of given circumstances, 2 decks of flaws, 1 strengths, and I'm guessing motivations are going to be mixed in there. I guess we'll see. Alright, so this last genre one is contemporary. So inciting incidences, formative events, secrets and occupations for a contemporary genre story. Which makes sense, right? They can't all be more nuanced genres, right? We just need some generic stuff to toss in there. Okay, so it's actually kind of kind of mixed up a little. Let's see. Secrets, occupations. Secrets. Formative events. And then again with the little dividers for the cards. I don't quite know how to use them. Given circumstances, but then here it says sci-fi and cyberpunk. But there's not enough really. Like there's not a bunch of sci-fi and cyberpunk ones, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to divide it. But I'm a smart guy. I can figure it out. Contemporary. Okay, there we go. So, contemporary occupations. Alright, cable network sports commentator. And so, of course, you can mix and match these all you want. So, you know, you can have all the contemporary stuff in here and then mix whatever genres, your story actually is. So you can get this for, like, dystopian story, and you can come with some very interesting stuff, I'm sure. I've got a sports I have created. I'm not in the middle. I'm in the first quarter-ish of doing like a manual rulebook thing, and it's very fun, especially as someone that's not particularly sports-minded. But like, boom, that's where you get stuff like that. We got a CSI, crime scene investigator, research assistant, lawyer, investment banker, contemporary secrets. We got was a member of a gang as a teen. Once made a failed suicide attempt. Oh. Invested in a major tech company when they were still a startup and now owns extremely valuable stock shares. Alright. Contemporary formative events for your characters. Was in the Peace Corps or similar international service institution. They made the decision to fight back against their bullies or abusers. You gotta fight back. Listen, I'm a peaceful guy, but you gotta fight back. Just how it is. Won the lottery. Alright. And then the last of the genres. I'm not tricking you this time. Inciting incidents, which would be the jumping off point for your story. Or for the character story, at least. They've gotten lost in a remote area while driving to an isolated weekend retreat or getaway. A child in their life is communicating with a disturbing imaginary friend. Ooh, hello. I worked with Clark to make this. That's awesome. I absolutely have loved using the cards for the original, the first one. I got it last Christmas. I got the big essentials box, and I got this just today. I got it. It's been in my apartment building for about 2 hours, and so I'm very excited. And I love the mat. The mat is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so we've got core and core expansions. So let's go through and read a couple of the core ones. And so these are going to be the left side. Motivation, strengths, flaws, and circumstances. Thank you. Yeah, well, thank you for helping make it. It's super fun. And I hope to use them to great effect. Let's see. I will. I will. There's been a few very minor things I saw, like in the little booklet that comes with it. Minor spelling stuff. That's really the only feedback I have right now. But yeah, will definitely contact your Clark. Um, if I have anything, I mean, just so far I'm blown away. It's overwhelming. So many cards. So many cards. Okay, so let's, given circumstances, flaws. Okay, let's read a couple of each of these. So, given circumstances, is a skilled acrobat or gymnast. Oh my god. Okay. Has prosopa or face blindness. I know someone that has that, and it is absolutely baffling. Was adopted. Awesome. Claustrophobic. Has a fear of confined spaces. So I mentioned this earlier. I read through the first couple pages of the booklet here. Uh, the most is one word. To the most, there should be a space there. Nothing big. Nothing big. The most powerful cornerstones of character creation. And then I think there was an A missing in one sentence on a card, maybe, or maybe it was the back of the box. I'll try and remember where that was. Nothing major. Simple stuff. Okay, core flaws. I'm just gonna skip over the lazy one because I don't really like to hear that anymore. I heard that enough from my parents growing up, alright? Self-involved, egocentric, overly consumed by their own thoughts and feelings. Shallow, preoccupied with appearances or social status and oblivious to deeper concerns. Core strengths. Oh, I'm sure you did. The thing is, as obviously you know, when you're working on something and you're working on it and you're working on it and days and months and weeks and whatever years go by, you lose track of so many simple things. That's just how it is, man. Just how it is. Core strengths: forgiving, able to consciously release feelings of resentment or vengeance for wrongdoings. Always a good trait to have. Affectionate, also another good trait to have. Shows open fondness for friends and loved ones. Methodical, detail-oriented, and executes tasks carefully, thoroughly, and systematically. Motivations. To repay a debt. To escape financial ruin. Almost similar, right? Almost a little bit similar to the last one. To be acknowledged or validated by their family. Oh my god. Some of these just hit right to the heart, don't they? Okay. And then we got the core expansion. So one of my goals is I'm going to be doing... I want to do live streams just because I want to do that more, but my schedule is just kind of all over the place. But I want to do... I've got a bunch of, like I said earlier, the Story Engine card set, which is like a similar intention, product of similar intention. It's a series of decks of cards designed to help you spark some creative juices. Implementation, very different from this, which is great because you can just kind of use them each as you need to, One doesn't replace or take over the other. And I want to use those cards, and I want to use the Reckless deck ones, and I want to create just a whole bunch of characters and locations and some like story jumping off prompts as kind of metadata for like a world building story bible type of thing for my favorite note-taking app, Obsidian. As well as I probably would try to move it into something like Scrivener and some other things, and see if I can do like a simple way to kind of store the information and make like a world building story making tool in conjunction with the card decks and stuff. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. One is explicitly about money, and the other one can really be about anything. Um, yeah. Okay, we've only got a couple for some of these. So let's take a look at the motivations. To protect something precious. To reclaim their honor. Yeah, Obsidian is something, I love it. A lot of people have that same exact feeling, It's pretty simple on the face of it, but it's super powerful, and then it's got all the plugins, and people really kind of get lost in that. Which I'm sure is like a lot of, I've heard the same thing about like Notion or some other complicated stuff like that. I love Obsidian. I use it for a lot of stuff, but I've been moving some stuff out of it. But I use it for all my creative projects and stuff. One of the other tools I mentioned is the Story Engine deck. Let me grab that, I can show you. Let's take a little detour. So, the Story Engine deck. One deck, endless stories. Designed by Peter Tchaikovsky. Very nice guy. This is the Story Engine. There's also the Deck of Worlds, which is for locations. And then the latest one that is not out yet, I think they've just got like the finalized production proofs that they've like okayed and everything. And so they should start performing, I think, in a few months. It was the last I heard of their updates. And it's basically a series of cards like this, and each one has multiple prompts. So aspects are like, little attributes for people: mobile, smart, addictive, privately owned. Agents are characters of some kind: healer, peacekeeper, therapist, a doctor. Usually the cues on the cards will be similar. So like healer, peacekeeper, therapist, doctor, all kind of in the same wheelhouse, And then anchor cards are like like minor locations or objects sometimes, so a map, a ticket, a path, a tunnel. And there's conflicts and engine cards, which are wants to hurt or damage, wants to heal or fix. But they will have to betray a friend, but they will have to learn to trust again. So basically the way it works is you kind of pick and choose, and you lay the cards over each other to create characters with sort of motivations and stuff. Wants to heal or fix, but will have to learn to trust again. And you kind of go through, and the instruction booklet that it comes with has a bunch of different suggestions for how to use the cards to make different outcomes, right? So some of it could be simple and just creating like the core of a character, and then you can also do it multiple times and have them kind of linked by the conflict and engine cards to kind of create like the thrust of a story, for example. So it's very, very interesting. I did a video on the Reckless Deck Essentials set recently that I really liked, just like a short 10-minute thing. I hope to cut this live stream into a similar like 8-10 minute thing going over the Psyche one. Then I want to do one for the Story Engine decks as well, because I just really think they're fascinating. And then I've got some other ones too. Reckless Deck and Story Engine are definitely the most comprehensive tools, but I've got like decks of cards that are quest prompts, with different genre bents and stuff like that, or there's like some tarot type of theme cards that are similar for like smaller portions of storytelling. I like to use them all as much as I can in whatever ways, whatever ways are fun to use them for. All right, let's finish up. We got just a few more. So, did we do strengths? What did we do? We did do strengths, right? We got affectionate and stuff. All right, love. Immature, emotionally underdeveloped, and inclined towards behaving in a childish or unreasonable manner. Obsequious, obedient and attentive to a degree that is servile and lacking self-respect. And then given circumstances. All right. Let's see. Has deep, unrequited love for someone in their life. Oh boy. Universal. Is a skilled computer programmer or technologist. Nice. Okay. There you go. Oh, actually, we got these guys also. Let's get these out of the way. And then we got these little ones tossed in here as well. Let's take a look. So, and these are from the original set, not the Psyche one. And I'd also like to just quickly re-mention that I love this coin. I love this thing. That's a nice coin. Okay. All right, let me go grab some scissors for these guys. They are. There's a really nice level of detail on the coins. Also, if you could, do you think you could expand on what the issue with the box was? Mine, I think it's got like some minor bubbling on the front, but that's really it. I wonder if there was anything else that maybe was an error that some other boxes might have. I don't think so. The box seems to be pretty good condition other than that, so you can kind of see. But that's all I noticed. So I wonder if that was it, or if there was maybe worse condition boxes than what I was given. Okay. So these ones, I think, are the spells and curses. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. That's super generous too. I was talking about earlier. I got the little slip. Very very thankful, especially because like personally, I don't care. If there's some bubbling, like I understand that some people will though. So you probably do have to take some precaution with that. But yeah, that was the only issue that I see on my box. I think it's fine otherwise. So these, I think, I might be mistaken. I think this is one of the mystery packs. Or maybe it's two mystery packs. I had two bundles there. Um, so these, I believe, are special spells and curses. Sleep compulsion, siphon life force, conjure fireball, classic, classic. I just got it. I got it. It was with the. I just got the mystery packs with the psyche. So this is the first time I've looked at them at all. And these would be powers, right over here on this side. Weather manipulation, telepathy, energy construct creation. Let's see, shape shifting, one of my favorite things. Um, animals, creatures, or people. One of my favorite video games is called Prey, and one of the early enemies you find are like mimic type creatures, right? And they're aliens, but they turn into like office chairs and coffee cups and stuff. And so you'll be going through the game, and like you'll go through like an office section, and then if you have to circle back around, you're like, wait a second, there was a chair there earlier, or wait a second, there wasn't a chair there earlier. So then you start blasting. Great fun. Alright, and these I think are legendary or magic items. Talons, spikes, or barbs. Actually, these are modifications. Yeah, these are modifications. Beak, anthropod legs, spider or crab legs. Antenna or feelers. Visible or prominent veins. For some reason, I find that to be a great card. Yeah, that's no problem. I will probably send Clark an email. We were emailing back and forth a little bit recently. So I'll send him whatever feedback I have to pass on, spelling mistakes or otherwise. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna be packing it up too. I just wanted to go through this. I just wanted to unpack it with the world as best I could. Now I gotta put it all back together. But I'm super excited, and I really, I don't think I have anything that would hurt your feelings, but I won't hold back. I can tell you that much. I won't hold back. It's not how I play. It's not my game. No, no, thank you very much, and thank you for your work on the cards because they're absolutely awesome, and I'm excited to actually build some stuff with them. You too. Thank you. Have a good night. All right, that was Reckless Deck Psyche, a whopping hour and 20 minutes to unbox. Now I gotta put it all back. I gotta put it away, but very excited to play around with this. And I'm especially excited to see what they come up with next, because this is very, very fun. Um, so, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for one of the people who worked on the deck for tuning in. Very awesome. Very appreciative of your hard work. Um, I will have a more concise little look at and review of it probably next week sometime. Until then, I would say click the little subscribe button and click the little thumbs up thing. Or if you're watching on Twitch, click whatever the follow button is. Do a little follow for me. And also go to ko-fi.com/animalcrackerarts. I am doing some behind the scenes stuff only for people there. And what I will be filming for the first video, one a month, I'm going to be talking about my JVC camcorder, which I use to record primarily right now comedy sketches, but there will be some bigger, more serious projects with it. Stuff directly to tape. And then how I transfer that to the computer, do edits and stuff like that on it. So that hopefully will be kind of interesting. And that's it. Goodbye. I love you.